Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Wadsworth, and this is my audience. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about childhood obesity and hopefully just inform you all on that subject. So, growing up, weight is something that I always struggled with, and it is something that kids throughout all the world struggle with. There are about 9 million children in the United States who are above the age of 6 and who are classified as obese. The earlier we incorporate a healthy diet and the right amount of physical activity into a child's life, the easier it will be later on. We as parents, teachers, aunts, uncles, whoever, need to educate ourselves and others on the subject of childhood obesity to prevent what could happen immediately or later in our child's lives. Childhood obesity is rising throughout the world. It's doubling and it will soon be tripling. Pediatric overweight and obesity now affects more than 30% of children, making it the most common chronic disease of childhood. That quote is from Obesity Action, Understanding the Childhood Obesity Epidemic. It is a challenge that parents, kids, teens, and even schools face daily. Kids all around the world that are obese may lack energy, focus, self-esteem, are depressed, have headaches, and even have mood swings, all because of the immediate effects of childhood obesity. According to investigators at Stanford University, children who have problems with anger or frustration are 6.6 times more likely to be overweight or obese. These researchers have also found that it is highly likely that emotional children and those who have regular food-related tantrums were 2.2 and 3 times more likely to be overweight. That quote is from Obesity Action, Childhood Obesity Causes and Consideration. Did you know that 70% of obese youth are more at risk to develop diseases, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, bone and joint problems, diabetes, certain types of cancer, and so many more? If there is not a change in our children's lives now, these long-term effects may come into play. Childhood obesity isn't something that happens overnight. It's habits that unravel into a lifestyle. One of the top causes for childhood obesity is eating outside of the home. For example, like eating at a fast food restaurant. When eating outside of the home and not preparing your meals yourself, you are not fully aware of how they are cooking the food and what we asked for. If and when following a healthy lifestyle, you are fueling your body the right way, your body will receive the correct nutrients and it is needed to perform physically and maintain wellness and even fight diseases at full force. Another reason the amount of food in our children is actually receiving. Children today eat more calories now than children 20 years ago. Our food portions are on the rise as well. The average muffin has more than tripled the size and increased to 200 calories to 500 calories. And that quote is from Obesity Action, Serving Our Kids. Practicing portion control and not overfilling our plates and not eating too fast can help prevent obesity as well. Ever eat when you're bored? I think this is something that everyone is guilty of, especially if you're eating in front of the TV. Just by eating in front of the TV and you're not realizing how much time has passed. For example, you go to the cabinet, grab a bag of chips, put on a TV show, and then 30 minutes later, your show's over and your bag's gone. Lack of sleep can also be a factor. Did you know that children ages 6 to 13 need around 9 to 11 hours of sleep a night? Ages 14 to 17 need 8 to 10 hours of sleep? Sleep is so important into the daily life. According to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 35 people are sleep deprived. And when you consider that a statistic for obesity, it's nearly identical. It is so easy to connect the dots and discover that the connection is just not a coincidence. That quote is from Why Sleep is Number One, Most Important Thing for a Body by Shape Magazine. Lack of physical activity is another cause. Kids are more glued now to iPads, computers, etc. now more than ever. Kids' ideas of hanging out, sitting in a living room together on their cell phones. 20 years ago, children didn't have electronics like that to entertain them. They had to entertain themselves. So children were out running around, let's say, playing tag instead of sitting in front of the television playing a video game. Changing habits is never easy, but in some cases it needs to be done. Preventing childhood obesity is also a must. Teaching our children healthy habits are only going to help them live a healthy lifestyle and teach their children a healthy lifestyle. A change in the diet will help the children, starting with better food choices and better beverage choices, more home-cooked meals, more eating at home instead of going out to eat. When you go out to eat, you never know how the restaurants or even fast food joints are cooking your food. By cooking at home, you are more aware of how you're cooking your food and what you're putting into it. Eating more fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, less soda, and even juice. Add more water into the diet. Water intake is so important to the daily life. That helps us feel fuller longer, it helps speed the metabolism, and as much as we don't want to talk about it, that's what's helping us move waste. Eating 5 to 6 meals a day, properly portioned, will also help speed up your metabolism. Eating the correct portion sizes. Sometimes we don't realize that we even are doing it. We'll go fill our plates at a restaurant, and next thing you know, they're blown up. And eating too much in one sitting. And maybe even eating too fast. When you eat too fast, you're not giving your mind enough time to tell you that you're full or not. If we slow down our eating, our mind will properly tell us. Doing this, kids are more likely to follow in your footsteps. You know, the saying, monkey see, monkey do. We'll see, kids see, and kids will do. Studies show that if parents choose to eat healthy as well, making it a family effort and not just a kid effort, you're more likely to succeed. In our children's lives, all we want is them to be properly nourished so that they can live a healthy lifestyle. Childhood obesity could lead to something much more dangerous, something that can permanently affect children or even our children. Although not every child is obese or even lack a healthy diet, it's still something that should be brought to everyone's attention, especially parents and schools. Some tips to start with are limited the eating out intake, eating healthy, a well-balanced meal and snacks, and encourage daily physical activity. Childhood obesity numbers are only growing, and if nothing is changed, long-term diseases could come into effect. All should be aware and educated on childhood obesity to prevent and spread awareness.